So I have a question for you guys. Why do so many games get announced when they are light years away from release? That is one of the things that really pisses me off. For example, IO Interactive, who um, the geniuses behind the Hitman series. They announced a James Bond game back in, I think it was 2021. And, they dropped, a teaser for it, obviously, showing off or, announcing, that it was in development. Have we seen any gameplay or just literally like any information about it since it was announced in 2021? No, we have not. Another example, um, Monolith announced a Wonder Woman game back in um, when was it? I think it was back in like 20, I want to say like 2018, maybe later than that. I don't know. And I did a little bit of research on this recently and found that the reason why we haven't, uh, the reason why we haven't, um, heard anything about it was, the reason why we haven't gotten any official, like gameplay or, or anything like that since then was because that's literally all that Monolith had. That's all that Monolith had ready at that point. Um, that tiny teaser trailer that that we saw at the Game Awards that year, that was literally all they had ready to show off. That was literally all they had ready at that point to show off. So, so again, if it's not ready, if it's not ready, why, like, why the hell are you announcing it now? It's like when you announce something so early, when you, when you announce something, so early, when it's light years away from release, literally all you're doing is getting people is getting people's hopes up, hoping that it's going to be released sometime soon. And then years and years, um, and then it's like, and years and years go by and you're waiting and waiting for, and you're waiting and waiting for, for that teaser trailer or that, or that, whether it's, like a cinematic, trailer or a gameplay trailer or a story trailer or whatever, it's like, you're waiting and waiting and waiting, for something about that game to be shown off. And then years go by and we have nothing. Um, or, or years go by and, and we still haven't seen anything new on it. Case in point, Monolith's Wonder Woman, IO Interactive's, 007 game, um, a Blade game was announced, back in, I want to say it was back in like 2023. Um, the Dishonored, the team who did Dishonored, um, Bethesda and the other guys. I'm not remembering um, the other guys off the top of my head. Hold on. Arcane. Bethesda and Arcane. they announced a Blade game. I think it was back in like 2023. Um and this was another trailer that dropped during, the Game Awards. Um and from what I understand, that game is also still light years away from release. Um Last thing I heard about it was I think they're aiming for like a 2027 release. Um which I definitely won't be alive. No, I'm just kidding. Um but but I mean, like, do you see what I'm getting at here? Like, like, why are you announcing something now when it's light years away from release? It's like you might as well be waving, it's like waving money in front of someone's face, literally going na 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 na, like I mean, it's just, there's no reason for it. There's no reason for it at all. Like, if something isn't ready, if you don't have um like, if something, and like, I get and like, I get wanting, like, to I get wanting, like, to build up hype for it, and um I get, like, wanting to announce something early, and wanting, to build up hype, and um like, early in advance. But when you announce something so early and in advance, and then years go by and you still haven't, and you haven't given, like, any kind of update, or or anything like that on it, that's the kind of stuff that pisses people off. That's the kind of stuff that pisses me off. And I know, um and a lot of gaming companies do this, and I really don't understand why, because it's not, um, because they're just, they're not doing themselves any favors by doing this. It's, um, it's it's just, like, all it does is just, is literally build up false hype. That's literally all it does, because, because you're waiting and waiting and waiting, for more, information to be, to be announced about this game, whatever it is. Um, and again, and years go by, and you still haven't heard anything about it, or seen, anything about it. Rockstar games, uh Rockstar games, for example, um Rockstar games, for example, announcing their project 2 years in advance has always been their thing. They did it with, GTA 5, they did it with GTA 6. um back in, I think it was, uh yeah, back in, like, the back in, I think it was, like, I don't know, sometime before the end of 2023, Rockstar Games dropped the first teaser trailer for GTA 6, and then officially, and then dropped, you know the release date for it, saying, 2025. That has always been, that has always been, like, Rockstar's thing. um yes, 2 years away is kind of, um it is kind of, like, a little ways when you think about it. But at the same time, you at least have, like, an official release date. You have something to get excited about. um You have something to get excited about, you have something to look forward to. I they aren't they are they aren't, like waving something, in front of your face, with no official release date. You know, like like when Wonder Woman, like when the teaser trailer, for Wonder Woman dropped, when the teaser trailer for Blade dropped, when the teaser trailer for IO Interactive's 007 dropped. None of those had release dates attached to them. And like I said before, and we also haven't heard anything new about any of those three games since their announcements. That is the kind of stuff that pisses me off. And I know I'm not alone in this. I know a lot of other people feel this way as well. Um, and it generates false hype. It doesn't do because eventually, like when you don't give an update about, whatever it is that you announced, eventually people are going to stop caring and move on. It's like I was talking to like I was talking to, like a friend of mine online about this not that long ago. I was talking to him about I was talking to him about the Wonder Woman game, and how there's literally been nothing on it since its first announcement, during the Game Awards. And it's ridiculous. Um in fact, I remember seeing several reports. I remember seeing at least a couple of reports saying that the last update of Wonder Woman that I remember hearing was supposedly um, development problems. And um, and given the state, obviously, that Warner Brothers is in right now, that wouldn't um, that wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me. Um but again, it's just, it's such a desperate move. It's such a desperate it's such a desperate move. It's like if your game isn't ready to be shown off yet, don't show it off. If it like if you don't have enough to generate hype, don't show it off. There's nothing wrong at all with waiting, for the right time. Naughty Dog, for example, look at how long, Naughty Dog waited to reveal their new project, which, I know a lot of people are shitting on. But um um but look, like look how long they waited, um to reveal it, because they knew it wasn't ready. They knew, um because they knew the time wasn't right. And a lot of and then I think that there are too many gaming companies out there, uh who just don't understand this. um and it's and like all you do, when you reveal something so early and then you don't follow it up with something, years when it's years apart, that you haven't given, like any kind of update or anything like that. All you're doing is pissing off fans. And all you're doing is pissing off fans and turning them off. you know, that's it's not, I just, I don't understand why so many gaming companies do it. You know, I don't get it. I mean, I really, really don't. Um, you know, Ghost of Yodate, was just announced. Um, I think it was just announced like last year, or maybe it was the year before, one of the two. I don't remember. But, even though we don't have an official, excuse me, sorry. Even though we don't have an official, um, excuse me again, sorry. Um, Even though we don't have an official, uh, month or day of release, we at least have a release year and it's coming out at some point this year. I don't understand why this is I don't understand why this is so hard for for so many companies to understand. It's like if you're going to announce something, it's like if you're going to announce something, and if it's not, if you don't have a release year or release date attached to it, don't announce it. Just don't announce it. It's not hard. It's not hard. I Nobody is going to get excited about, nobody's going to get excited about something that's light years away from release. I all these projects that were announced, Blade, 007, um, Wonder Woman, um, all these projects are light years away from release, and there's been no word about them at all. The I don't understand why so many companies do this, and it just, it pisses me off to no end. I j- I don't get it. And it's like I just said, when you don't give people, uh you know uh when you don't give people an update after like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, people are going to stop caring. Or, one of two things is going to happen. They're either going to stop caring or they're going to forget all about it. Because again, there's been no word about it since, since its official, announcement. Like I've lost count of the amount of times that my buddy, um, like I've lost count of the amount of times where, like I'll bring up a game to my buddy, and my buddy will literally go, "Oh yeah, I completely forgot that that was a thing." Because there's been no new information about it. And it and it and it and it's just, it pisses off fans and it turns them off. And it's like, your game is, your game or whatever that you're working on, it's dead before it even comes out. It I don't understand why so many companies do this. I really, really don't. It doesn't, it it doesn't do you, it doesn't do them any favors. It doesn't, um it doesn't do them any favors. It doesn't generate hype. All it does, all it does is, is piss people off. I don't I really, really, really don't understand why so many companies do this. They think, they think that they're doing themselves, uh they think, that people are going to get excited uh stuff like this. It's like, hey, you want to generate hype, give us a fucking release date, you know? You want because otherwise, fans are just gonna give up, after a while. I just, I don't get it. I really, really don't. It's such a stupid, desperate, move. And um, it's such a stupid and desperate move, to generate hype. And it just, yeah, I don't get it. But yeah, no, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you agree. Like, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.